Thanks for joining me today. I have the pleasure of being here at Riverside Homes here in Sherwood, Oregon. I'm one of the preferred lenders here, and I have the great opportunity to introduce Jamison Erwin with Kelly Marketing Group. Jamison, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I wanted to let the viewers know Jamison's here at Riverside Homes, and he wanted to share a little bit of insight into his business and his work here at Riverside Homes. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Jamison?
No, absolutely.
That sounds great. So can you tell me how long have you been in the real estate business?
So I've been in the business going on 5 years now. I actually started right out of college. So I went to University of Oregon, graduated with a degree in psychology and law, and was really trying to figure out what I felt like would be a good route to go afterwards. After I graduated, that I could utilize what I learned in a way that I felt very fulfilled. And so I actually grew up with a dad who had a background in sales and marketing for over 30 years and was kind of familiar with that process, and happened to drive by the same exact real estate office every single day after school. And it was just like, all right, let's stop in, see what this is, and see if this is something I can see myself doing. And now 5 years later, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
You're hooked.
I'm hooked.
Great. What about it makes you, gives you such great satisfaction in helping clients find their perfect home or dream home? Or
I think it really ties into like my background in psychology. I love the aspect of helping people, walking them through the process and watching them overcome things that they thought wouldn't be possible. The market's so expensive right now, they tell me, how could this be possible? What are my options? I hear people talk about all the time, my parents bought their house for 50 grand or 100 grand. How am I going to buy one now in this market? And so being somebody who can walk them through that process, work out these kind of issues that they may be worrying, and see that, hey, this is a way for you to obtain the same, dream that you've had. And there's multiple ways we can do this. Let me get you in contact with the right people, and just walking them through all of those different steps, I think is really rewarding. I actually just bought my own house about a year ago, and going through that process, I saw how stressful it can be and the different emotions you have, even working in this business. And so being able to help people navigate that, yes, it will be stressful. Yes, you're going to have these feelings of angst, but this is how we overcome those. And this is, a very rewarding process in the end.
Well, I know you do a great job, so I'm sure your clients are in great hands.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you share with me a little bit about Riverside and what maybe separates them from other builders in the area?
So this is my first project with Riverside on the sales side, and I've loved working with them. I think being a Berkshire Hathaway agent, first and foremost, gives me a lot of unique insight, because I have clients who have bought other construction before previously, and I've worked with other builders on the buy side, and I get to go out and I see all kinds of different construction every day in just my resale business too. And one of the things that really stands out for Riverside for me is just how authentic they are as a builder. They are very intentional about delivering a high quality, great product at a great price, and really working with buyers on, navigating what are you looking for? How can we deliver something you're really satisfied with? I think a lot of that just comes from them being regional builders, not national builders. So they are hyper focused on the markets that they know, and they really want to maintain a high, strong relationship with all of their clients. So a lot of people that buy Riverside stick with Riverside. Kelly, for example, our other site agent out here, she's lived in a Riverside home personally her entire time, even before she started working with Riverside. So I think that was a pretty cool story.
That's fantastic. Yeah, Riverside is a great local builder. Can you share with me as far as maybe you can think of one client in particular? I know you have several, but a client in particular that you have just a memorable experience with,
Yeah.
and say, God, I never forget that client.
I think the biggest one that stands out for me was actually my very first client. So it was really important to me just understanding how big of a deal buying a house can be. It's most likely going to be the biggest expense that somebody, has in their lifetime. Buying a house, there's a lot that goes into it. So I was very focused and dedicated to making sure I was confident and knew exactly what I was doing. So that way the people who trusted in me to be their agent knew they were going to get somebody who was very dedicated to giving them a great experience. And so my very first client I met about 6 months into the business. I was very focused on job shadowing an agent, helping them out with their business before taking on my own. And I met this couple at an open house. They walked in and I was helping them through the process, and I call them my real estate grandparents. They were I actually invited them to my wedding. They were able to come, and that was 5 years after I first met them. So I stayed in contact with them. We stayed very close. We talk all the time. They come to all of our company events, and so maintained a very relational dynamic with them after closing. But the husband was a little more resistant at first. He's like, I don't know, new agent, we'll see how this goes, kind of do a trial run, let you come to our house, see what you think. And by the end of it, I ended up getting them an extra $45,000 on the sale of their house and saving them some money on the purchase of theirs too. So just kind of overcoming those kind of hesitations at first ended up becoming one of my best clients, and now an amazing referral source as well.
That's great. You build a fantastic relationship with a lifelong client.
Exactly.
Yeah, couldn't ask anything more than that.
Yep.
I was going to ask you if you had any, maybe some insight into the market in terms of what advice would you give to, buyers and sellers in today's market?
Yeah, I think my biggest advice for the market that we're having right now is just to tune out as much of the white noise as you can. So it doesn't matter what side it's coming from. There's going to be people that are telling you, oh yeah, the market is perfect right now, everyone should be buying, but that may not be realistic for your situation. Well, you'll have other people talking about the market, oh, it's going to be the end of the world, and everything's going to hell in a handbasket, and why would you even approach real estate right now? And you got to drown out both sides, because it doesn't matter what people are saying if it's not relevant to you and your situation. There's always a reason for real estate, whether it's, you need to move up, you need to downsize, you need to relocate because of work, you have a change in your family dynamic, whatever it may be, there's always a reason for real estate. And on top of that, the market that we had 3 years ago that everyone thought was the best market we're ever going to have wasn't actually the best market for some buyers. And so that's what I mean by it just being dependent on your situation. I had some buyers 3 years ago that were getting beat out by investors, going 50, 60 grand over asking price, and those buyers couldn't compete. In a market right now where homes are sitting a little bit longer, we have all these kind of seller incentives of $10,000, $15,000 buy down credits, other things that we're seeing. Those buyers who couldn't buy 3 years ago now may actually be a better market for them. So my biggest advice is talk to people you trust, talk to people you know, listen to good, sound advice, and figure out how to navigate the market based off of your own independent circumstances.
I love that advice. Well, Jamison, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time with me. Can you let our viewers know what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure doing this with you, and I really appreciate it. I know you have a lot of great insight, too. So
thank you.
Definitely be looking forward to chatting with you more about your different loan programs and everything that you do. But
absolutely.
Best way to reach me, if you'd like to, is just via cell. So you can text me, call me anytime. My phone number is 503-799-0622.
Great. Yes, come out. Make sure and come out to Riverside Homes and see Jamison. If you have financing questions, just reach out to myself. I'm at 503-330-0193. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.